All right. Hello, 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 everyone. Sorry for the delay. Give me a second here. Get the light on. I apologize. It's been a crazy day. I'm actually in the process of getting ready. I'm going away and going camping with my husband for the next 5, 6 days. So, getting a little bit of a much needed break. So, I'm a little cash right now because I kind of gobbled a little something to eat and was putting a tent down that we had outside before my husband got home. So, now I can breathe and say hello to everybody. So, if you don't mind the ponytail, nice and relaxed. So, everyone can hear me now. I had everything on mute and I was I needed to finish grounding prior to the session here. So, I'm in the zone where I need to be as far as I know. I'm just going to go in on my phone so that I can get rid of what I refer to as trolls as they come in. It gives me the opportunity to bunt them so that they're not causing havoc and issue. I don't know about you guys, but here in New Brunswick, it's a little overcast right now, but man, it's been humid. Very, very warm today. I think I looked earlier and it was about 7 o'clock, and with the humidity, it was 36. So I don't know what St. John is like, but it's definitely 7 o'clock. Yeah, with the humidity here. It is definitely warm here. So, yes. Okay. Now I got my phone going. And okay. So, how's everyone doing? Sounds like a stop and take a breath. And hello to everyone: Amy, Renee, Michelle, Marilyn, Gabrielle, Rebecca, Donna, Kayla. Nice to see everybody. I appreciate it, but you guys are coming to spend a little bit of time with me, right? I'm just scrolling through the list a little bit here. Hello, Kimberly. Renee, hope your day was wonderful. You know what? It was busy. I've been pulling up containers of camping gear, and it's been sitting down there for about 2 years. So I was rewashing stuff. So yeah, it's been a pretty steady, busy day. But you know what? I'm here with you guys because you know what? This is one of my favorite things to do. This is my way of giving back to you guys. And this is an opportunity to ask a question of my guides. When I talk about that, that is what I call your normal psychic stuff. Yourself, someone else, your typicals, relationship, career, kids, things like that. My guides will answer anything that you want to know about. And of course, most of you know that I'm also a medium, so I can connect with people and animals on the other side, animals as well. And where I'm a little different than a lot of mediums is, and I think it's because I'm actually a channel, is I have the ability to connect with spirit on the other side, no matter where they are. So it's basically, what I tell my clients is, who do you want to connect with? Ask, okay? And I do that in this format too, right? So basically, as I'm seeing names and you guys are dropping your messages in, they kind of direct me, to certain individuals. And those are the ones that they, want to pass messages forward from. And actually, before I go there, I want to ask a question because when I was grounding, I was having a younger male stepping forward. He feels as though he would have left very abruptly, so it made me feel like a car accident of some sort, and it could have been fairly recent as well. He makes me feel like he was like um, maybe early 20s, early to mid 20s. So let me know if this is makes any sense to anyone who is currently in the room at the moment, okay? And if not, that's fine. Sometimes it's about people that show up and come in at a later time, right? Renee saying, yesterday I had a feather fall while I was doing dishes. It came out of nowhere. And you know what? That's what I love about it. I had that happen once too in a session where a feather just went like this and it dropped right between me and a client in a closed room, same types of things. And Renee, those are usually messages. They can be messages from your angels, right? Letting you know that they are with you. And as I say that, they show me, they tell me you've been under stress a little bit. So they're reminders that we're not alone, and reminders too that don't be afraid to ask for assistance. I think sometimes we kind of get stuck in things and we think that we can only ask for help if things are like really, really bad. And it's understanding that that doesn't have to be the case. The more that we invite them in to assist us, whether it is an angel or a guide or a loved one, right? The more that they can assist, right? Because they're not always allowed to. unless they are given permission to do so, okay? So bear with me here. I see there's some messages coming up when I was talking about this young gentleman. Now, again, this feels like it would have been a fairly recent passing. So it's, you know, if that narrows it down for some of you guys. Now, see if I can get a little bit more um, on him. He still feels like he's in a bit of a shock, and I get more connection with mom. So I think it'd be a mother connection, and this would be a son coming through, okay? So Roxy, how long has your son been on the other side? Just because I'm trying to narrow it down to see a few people. And Donna, hang in there too, because I'll figure out who this one belongs to in a second. Bear with me. I'm taking a look. Renee, that's good. It's always good to hear when you hear good news about something, right? That's always a good thing. So Roxy, he's been passed for a while now. So I think I'll still probably come back to you because I do feel like there is a message for you. But this one feels, like I said, this one feels like it is a fairly recent passing. Donna, how old or how recent? So this is just a few weeks ago for you, Donna, or for, you said it was your friend's son? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Renee, I thought you were saying it was good news. Well, if it was not good news, then just know that it's always opportunities for them to let us know that they're working with us, and they are with us, right? Sorry, I didn't see the not in there. Okay, so bear with me, and hello to everyone who's saying hello to me. Okay, so Donna, are you pretty good friends with his mom? Do you know if you wear glasses at all, or just like shades? I know it sounds really weird, but it makes me feel like I'm either wearing, like, you know, glasses or like sunglasses for some reason. Strange things they show me sometimes. And don't mind me, guys, I'm making notes of names as well. And again, I welcome everyone who's popping in. I do my best to answer as many questions as I can, or make as many connections as I can too. Courtney, you're probably, it's probably a good thing that you guys have fog. It probably cools it down a little bit, because I know out here, St. George, it's definitely still warm here. Okay. Um, okay. Donna, how well do you know his mom? And I'm asking the question because it feels like he needs to get a message to his mom, and this is why I'm posing those questions out. If you have that opportunity to connect with her, or even if she's on Facebook or open to this, maybe you can direct her to my live too. I'm not sure if that's possible or not, but yeah, please let me know. Bear with me here. Okay, Amy, I'm just reading your message here too. So Amy, you're saying your boyfriend wore shades all the time. Your mother is also in the chat, and she was like a mother to my best friend who passed away in a car about a year ago. Who was your friend? I had to do kind of a quick round tonight because, like I said, I was running behind, and I just got this young male. He feels like he was slender build, cocky, but not like ignorant cocky, just like sure of himself. And then I was seeing like glasses, but then it made me feel like these shades, and it's like I'm a cool dude, you know. So this is why I'm kind of bringing these things up, right? And like I said, I feel like there was a car accident attached to how he would have passed as well, right? Okay, so bear with me here. I think I need to go with Amy on this one. So Donna, hang in there, because I think maybe this is a connection for Amy. You know, I wish sometimes to say, hey, this is who I'm coming forward to and whatever, but it doesn't always work that way. So when I'm grounding and they show up, you know, I never know who they necessarily belong to. Spirit knows who's going to be here, right? Okay, so Amy, is it Paradis? I'm not sure if I'm saying it pronouncing it appropriately or not, but I'm going to stick with you because it definitely sounds like the connection is back to you, because I get this sideways grin, and it's almost like he's like, it'd be like, here's the vehicle, and he's kind of leaning on the vehicle, right? Just kind of being cool. And for some reason, he was stepping forward when I was grounding. So I don't know if he was one of the ones that you were hoping to connect with or wanting to connect with, but he's one of the ones that was jumping in when I was grounded. So just give me a little second here so I can key into him a little bit more for you. So when you were talking about, him not being past for very long either, I just get this very abrupt leaving, right? Um, okay. And I don't feel he would have suffered. Okay. I almost feel like he's just trying to reach out to his mom. So I'm not sure whether this be something his mom would kind of do or be interested in or not, but I'm getting a real strong pull towards his mom. So it feels like his mom is struggling a little bit, right? So I don't know if you have connections with her, Amy, or not. But if you do, it's almost like she needs someone to reach out for her. And again, greetings, guys, for those of you that have popped in that I haven't been able to say hello to yet. He just seems worried about his mom. Amy saying, let me just come here. Amy saying, very abrupt leaving, always trying to talk to his mom. Yes, his mom is still struggling. And it's easy to say, tell her that he's all right, but he just keeps showing me that she's struggling in her life, and she's putting her life on hold because he's showing me, where's the joy in her life. And for some reason, she's taking responsibility for his passing, even though she didn't have anything to do with it. It was just, I don't want to say bad luck. I mean, at the end of the day, the soul always makes the choice of when they're leaving, right? We choose to go when we're going to go, right? And he would have made that choice, but mom is still struggling, and it makes him sad to think that his mom is not happy, right? And not living her life, and just she's hiding away. And it's easy to say, tell her that he's okay, and tell her that he needs her to be happy. He needs her to move on so he can kind of stop, take a breath, and not worry about her so much. Right? So I don't know if you're able to get that message to her or not. I mean, even have her reach out to me if she needs to. It's just, I don't know whether it's coming up a time frame around when he passed or what, but it makes me feel like the time frame right now is really important. It has a bearing in this stuff right now too, right? Because it makes me feel like someone's been thinking about him. So it can represent a birthday, it can represent, an anniversary of his passing, things like that. But it's almost like there's something coming up, and that the mind and the thoughts are coming to him, right? And I know that he's okay, right? So he wants to send his love through the lines, but he's just, what, if he can check in on his mom and, okay, what I just heard was give her a great big squeeze for me. So he must have been, I feel like mom was his number one, right? As much as he shows me this mischievous kind of personality where sometimes he drove her crazy, is what he's saying. But he says at the end of the day, she was his best friend. She was his biggest proponent, right? So he hates to see her struggling, and he really, really just doesn't want her to struggle. Okay. And this may sound really strange, but what I'm hearing is tell her to stop being angry at God. So I don't know if she had a strong foundation prior to his passing, but it almost feels like she's still got so much anger there. And, what he's kind of saying is it's not God's fault, as strange as that may sound. And this isn't stuff I normally get, but this is kind of what he's saying. So just if you can pass that on to her, okay? Hello, Michelle. You know what? That's my sister. Michelle Nightingale is my older sister. Michelle, you need to reach out to me, and we need to have a chat here soon when you have some time, okay? So does that help a little bit, Amy? I needed to go to that first because he was just right in, right here when I was grounding. Right. So it's so important that I wanted to pass that on. Okay. Bear with me. Renee Lewis, are you still in here, my dear? And again, guys, you know what? I do my best to answer as many questions as I can or make as many connections as I can. I mean, obviously, I'm only one person. I can only do so much. But you know what? If I'm not able to answer a question for you, reach out. I'll be more than happy to set you up with a session. I do them in person. And you know what? I do them over Zoom, over the line. So I don't need someone in front of me. Okay. Amy, much love to you, my dear. Okay. And if you can pass that on, he would greatly appreciate it. It's funny because he almost feels like a big brother type of energy. Because he showed me like coming up, like when we're kids and they come along, like give you a noogie. Renee, let me know who it is you would like to connect with or what your question is. For some reason, they're directing me to you. I know you were talking about news about your son, so I don't know if there's something you want to ask about that or if there's something else. So yeah, just let me know. I love doing this. This is work that I love to do. So much fun. So again, greetings to everyone who's popping on. I do my best to answer as many questions as I can, and Spirit kind of directs me to certain people, certain names. So as I see your names come up, you know what? If it jumps out, then they have me write a little piece of paper here and I write down the names, okay? Renee. So Renee, you wanted to connect with your Nan? Is that what you're saying? So she passed in May of this year. I just want to confirm that before I kind of reach in, make that connection for you. And again, bear with me. I make note of names and I will answer them as I can, guys. Like I said, Spirit is in control of these ones for sure. Okay, give me just a second here. I'm glad I don't have too many trolls at the moment. They tend to throw me off, but I'm hoping that we don't have issues with that tonight. Okay, so bear with me. Amy, I'm not sure why your message was coming up there again, but we'll still put it to the side there. Don't mind me, guys. I'm trying to keep up with what's in here. And Jenny, I know you're talking about, maybe felt like a connection for you as well. There are times when a spirit comes forward and it can bring forward similarities for other people as well, right? Okay. Awesome. So let me go back to Renee here. Renee wanting to connect with her Nan. Give me just a second here. Your Nan feels like she was the sweetest little thing. Don't get me wrong, I feel like she could have had a voice, but I get just a sense of sweet because when you're talking about wanting to connect with her, I get the sense of, oh, that's nice that she wants to talk to me. Just very, very loving from that perspective. I feel like she was sick for a time too because they show me the ramp. And whenever I see a ramp represents illness. So she was sick for a time, but then they show me breathing, stop, which always represents the fact that the soul was ready to go. Okay. And I think the transition was gentle for her as well, because I kind of get the feeling from what you're saying to me is, I mean, she did get the chance to say goodbye, but the ramp going down, but then she shows me a quick decline down. So she would have left very abruptly as well. Okay. Give me one sec. It's interesting too, because I know that you said earlier about receiving some not so bad news about your son. And to be very honest, what I heard was, let her know I've got his back. So she's around him quite a bit right now. And what she shows me is, I don't want to say trying to get him on the straight and narrow, but it feels like he's all over the board. and she's trying to help create some clarity for him right now, right? Um, I kind of get your son could be a little pig-headed too, a little bit stubborn, and your grandmother could be too. But stubbornness can be a good trait as much as it's a bad trait sometimes too. So I see you asking about whether she heard you say goodbye on the phone. Give me just a sec here. How do I put this? What I kind of feel is physically, okay, I get no. So what I heard was, you know how my hearing was, okay? So I don't get the sense of physically that she would have heard it, but what she shows me is from a spirit perspective, she would have, okay? And I know that sounds really weird. Um, the soul still receives the message, it still gets that information, just not from the physical standpoint, okay? Okay, so I see, Renee, that you're saying that he has a brain disease and is very so. And that's probably why she's saying that she's watching over him. Like I said, there's just a lot of emotion, frustration stuff around him right now too, right? So just know that he's not walking alone. And as I say that, your grandfather must be passed too, because then I get this grandfather energy stepping forward. Um, and sense of humor, but strong-willed as well. Right. And to be honest, I almost get the feeling like you've already been asking spirit to step in and help your son, because I feel higher energies, if you will, the angelic realm stepping in, but also loved ones. So there's a lot of energy around your son right now. Right. And Renee, I know you keep asking questions. I'm going to do my best to kind of stick to where we are. And that's just because I have a lot of people that are looking for messages as well. Right. You know what? If you're looking for more, you can always reach out and I'd be more than happy to book you in with a session. But your grandmother wants you to know that they're really trying to help him. They're trying to walk with him. They're trying to watch over him right now. And as I said, I do get that sense of higher being. So to me, that is the angelic realm as well that is stepping in to help. So what I hear as I say that, guides step in and they say, let her know that her prayers have been heard. And just know that just because they're heard doesn't always mean that things happen and work out the way that we want it to. Okay. But it's important that you know that there's a lot of higher powers around your son right now. Right. And very, very welcome. I know it's kind of quick out, right? Because like I said, this is my way of giving back to you. This is what I do for a living. But sometimes we just need to know that our loved ones are with us, right? And that we're being supported, because I think sometimes we can get stuck and we forget. So whether that is, our loved ones in spirit, or whether it is guides or higher beings, we all need to remember that we're never, ever, ever alone, even though we feel like that sometimes, okay? So let me see. Let's see who's jumping out. Actually, Gail, they jumped me to you. Gail Bossman, I see you're asking about a fur baby. For some reason, as I was scrolling, they had me stop at you. Um, so bear with me here. Hello, Sherry. Long time no see, my dear. So Gail, let me know if you're still in here. Yes, good, awesome. Give me just a second here. Was this a male as well? Male pet. Before passing too, I mean, there was definitely a lot of things going on with him. Feels like a male, so I'm going to call him right now. Okay. Um, I keep getting issues with breathing. That he would have had issues breathing. Yeah. Okay. So Simon, awesome. Um, because he shows me it's like trying to take a breath, and then it's like shallow breathing, and that could have been more towards the end time of this passing. Um, but I really feel like his body was in trauma. Okay. So it almost feels like it was Like, I feel like he needed to put him down, but I feel like his body was already failing. So I always say we have to love our fur babies just as much and love them enough to be able to help them pass, when they need to, right? He was always a big part of your life. Okay, one sec. Was he a darker colored dog as well? And for some reason, he showed me a ball. So I really feel like he loved to play ball because I get this sense of excitement. It's like back and forth. The tail is just going, and just loving to run after a ball. This is making some sense a little bit for you. So I feel before he passed too, because what he's showing me is it's like running through a field in the hills and just having fun. Okay. And usually that represents that prior to passing that he would have had issues with mobility as well. Okay. So I feel like he would have had, issues with arthritis or joints, things like this, because he shows me that he wasn't able to run and play like he used to. And I mean, yes, 13 years old. Yes, we can understand that. But I feel like that had been going on for a while. He says that he stayed around as long as he did because of you, because he says you kept telling him that you weren't ready to let him go. You couldn't go yet. Right. And so he needed to know that you were going to be okay. Right. But it came to a point where, and then I get this like this. So it's almost like the ticker was given out too. So his whole system was kind of shutting down. But he wants to thank you for the love that you gave him, because he says sometimes I'm surprised you didn't kill me. So it makes me feel like, and this probably more again in the younger days, but it makes me feel like he was a chewer, like to chew and destroy things. Later in life, not so much. I think he always liked to chew, um, but I think he was a little bit more destructive when he was young. Does that make sense a little bit, Gail? He just wants to send his love through the lines. And he's just so happy to have been able to share his life with you. Okay. I don't have kids. I don't have fur babies. So that's always a soft spot for me too. Last year, I lost 3 of my fur babies. So it's never easy to say goodbye at all. So good. I'm glad. Just know that, he really honors you and he's so thankful. And he says, when you're ready, don't forget to open your heart to another one. Because he says you have a lot of love to give, and it makes me feel like you're kind of like, man, I don't know if I want to do that, right? Get the heart invested, right? So, just when you're ready, okay? I hope that's helped a little bit. Thanks for letting me pass that on to you. Let's see who else is jumping out. Um, Jenny Torres, are you still in here? Let me know if you're still in here. And hello to anyone that I may not have said hello to yet. Again, guys, I try and connect with those that Spirit directs me to for messages. And if I'm not able to answer or connect with you tonight, you know what? This is what I do for a living. Drop me a line. Be more than happy to set you up with a one-on-one. And you know what? Through my website, I also do email questions too. So if you've got a question or two, send one off. And what I do is I channel it, I record it, and I send you back the recording. So it's nice and easy as well. Okay. So Jenny, it looks like you're saying that you are here. I'm working my way down here. All the messages coming up here. Hello. Hello, Queen Isha. Nice to meet you. Thanks for jumping in and visiting. Jenny, who do you want to connect with, or what is the question that you'd like to ask, my dear? So nice to see so many people. I see about 51 eyes staring back. So it's nice to be able to yeah, to spend some time with you guys, right? I was doing it once a week, but over the summer I'll be doing it twice a month. So and yeah, if you guys are in the St. John area, I will be doing a group reading um on the 26th at Oh My Soul and Journey. You can find information through my events or my Facebook page, and you can buy tickets or get them at the door. So, for those of you in the St. John area, if you want to come and have a group reading and take part and get the connection with your loved one, you know what? Check it out. Be more than happy to do that. I'll be hitting On My Soul and Journey once a month until November. I'm booked in. Okay. Okay. So Jenny, you're talking about your father. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh because as soon as I did that, um, this would not have been Dad's cup of tea. Okay. Because the first thing I hear is, I can't believe I'm doing this. And that is it's kind of a symbol too, because it always represents a fact going, oh, I always thought this stuff was crap. Right. So that's kind of the first thing that I get off of him. Okay, bear with me here. He would have been a card. I get such a sense of humor around him, right? Just laughing. And I don't know if, and it didn't have to be right now, but did he at some point almost have like a mustache that, I don't know what they call him, that comes down, right? Courtney, you're saying I need to go up to your store here soon. Yeah, I mean, you can tell behind me that I still do sell things as well. Biggest thing with the store is I just have to make sure that I'm not with clients. So just drop me a line, Courtney, before you come, and I'll let you know for sure. Okay. So Jenny's saying she's talking about yes, all right, and then I get this LOL. Yes, yes, yes. So I take it you're talking about that because I get this darker here, and then I see it coming down like this, and it makes me feel like he'd like play with it. You know what I mean? So I think he was very proud of it, right? Um, so he's definitely flying in. Okay. He's referring to you as his baby girl, right? And as I said, I get this sense of humor, but he can be a hard ass too. Like, don't screw with his family, you know. So very family oriented, very strong man, right? And Jen, when you're talking about you're making me laugh, that's awesome because that's his character, right? He wouldn't have been one that wants his family to think about him in a sad way, right? That wasn't who he was, you know, because he's making these jokes about, yeah, when I'm done, just flip me on the fire and roast some weenies. And, you know, so just such a strong sense of humor. And I think that is to almost like a deflection mechanism as well. So I think he would use um, laughter and humor as a defense mechanism too, right? Yeah, you're saying you never seen him sad. And that's just that personality that I get, you know, even now. And he doesn't want other people to be sad either. Right. So I don't necessarily get an epiphany message. I get just more the sense that one, thanks for asking, but you know he's around. And I kind of get the feeling that you would perceive him. So I think I don't say poltergeist like ooh stuff, but it makes me feel like he'd be knocking and just messing around with stuff. And I think a lot of the family would get circumstances of things going on since his passing. Right? That makes some sense a little bit. Okay. And Jenny, when you're making that comment about, you know, your heart is pounding, um, we'll put it this way. If you feel like there's someone standing behind you right now, there is. Because he's showing me standing behind you, reaching around and hugging you from behind. Okay. Um, and you know what? He knows you miss him, right? Um, again, easy to say that, but it's always the truth. They always know. But what I hear is chin up. You're so much like him in personality too. You don't put up with well, what I hear what he tells me is you don't put up with shit either. Right. And you know, he's very proud of you. Does he know how much that you love him? Of course he does. You still tell him that. There's not a day that goes by that you don't go, you know what, I really wish you were here. And I think this is part of his way to let you know he is here. He is around. You know, when we think of our loved ones, everything's energy, right? We're sending that energy to them. They receive it and they will step forward and help us, right? Even if it's just to say, you know what, I'm having a really crappy day today. And I just need to know that you're with me, right? So don't ever think that they're not there and that they don't hear us, because it's not true. They do, right? It's just sometimes we get busy and it's hard for us to take a step back and hear them. One of the easiest ways that we can perceive our loved ones is, through the dream state. Another one is just paying attention. So if you're doing something and then all of a sudden a memory comes forward about a loved one, something that you shared with them, those are typically ways that they communicate to let you know that they're with them as well. So I know for me, when I get those memories, I go, you know what? Thank you. I love you. I know you're here. Right. And I send that love through the lines. Right. Yeah. And it's interesting, Jenny, because when you're saying that he's such an amazing man because he took you and your brother and sisters that were not his blood kids. And you know what? When you're saying that, he shakes his head and he goes, they're my kids. So blood doesn't necessarily have anything to do with it at the end of the day. It really doesn't, right? He looks at you guys, that was his family, plain and simple. There was no, um, blood or not. Okay. He's making jokes about, sperm donor, but we won't go there. But like I said, he definitely has a sense of humor. Okay. So yes, he knows. He never doubted, that you guys loved him. Yeah. And when your comment there about he was always good to your mom. Well, his mom, your mom, excuse me, was his world, right? Okay. Have a drink here. So he's saying thank you for asking about him as well. But he's never far. Okay. Yeah, that comment about the sperm donor, it's when I received it, it's almost like I feel like there's another joke here. There's an underlying joke there. Okay. So and passa zoom. I'm not quite sure if I said it right or not, but you're saying accepting signs because nothing is a coincidence, synchronicity. You are exactly right. Nothing is a coincidence. We create everything in our lives, and spirit can be a part of that as well, right? Jenny, you are very, very welcome. Thank you so much for your kind comments. Much love to you too. I mean, this is what I love doing, to see somebody heal, to see somebody know that their loved ones are okay. It's like, a weight being lifted off your shoulders. There is something else. I don't profess to know what it is, but you know what? I know without a shadow of a doubt that there's something else there, right? And, if we could only, be different people because of that. Marlene, I see your comment. Anyone reaching out for me tonight? And actually, I had Marlene McCoy. I had your name here. They had directed me to you too. So, Jenny, I hope that helped a little bit. So, Marlene, who would you like to connect with, my dear? And it's nice to see so many different faces coming up. Perfect, Jenny. Yeah, just reach out when you're ready. One of the reasons why I do my live, like I said, part of it is giving back, but it's partly so what, you guys can see that I'm legit. There's no tools. I mean, not that I do card pulls and stuff on my Facebook page at times, but I worked a long time to be able to not use a tool. I mean, I've been doing this work for over 25 years. I'm older than I look, which is not a bad thing. There's some benefits to working with energy. So okay, so Marlene, I see that you're saying that there are many, but I need to bring it down to one if you can. That way I can still answer a few more questions or make connections for other people, okay? So which one would you like to connect with? I know you say granddaughter or father-in-law. So which one is standing out that you'd like to connect with? Mm. Yeah, Jenny, I'm so happy I was able to do that for you. He came flying through anyway. Very much so. So yeah, I mean my Facebook Live will be on my page after two, so she can always go back and look at it and get the message. So yeah, thanks for sharing. I appreciate that. Okay, so Marlene, so you're looking for your grandbaby. Bear with me here. Um, Marlene, she was still fairly young when she passed, eh? 7 weeks old. Okay, yeah. Um, bear with me here. It almost feels like she was underdeveloped as well because they show me deficiencies in the system. And again, they take me to the lungs. So I'm not sure whether she was in an incubator or because they're showing me lungs. She wasn't pulling in oxygen appropriately, and she feels like she was smaller than what she should have been. Is making some sense a little bit, Marlene? I just get this again, struggling for breath. Mom and definitely mom. I feel mom and dad, but mom was definitely there through a lot of her challenges right up to, having to say goodbye to her. Okay. So pulmonary pneumonia, that's probably why there's such a heaviness on the chest and just struggling for breath. What she keeps showing me is like being in like this incubator. So I don't know whether it's just for breathing or oxygen or what, but then she keeps showing me like I believe it'd be her mom's finger. She keeps showing me like gripping her mom's finger, right? Um, okay. Mom still has some tokens from her too, so it makes me feel like she's got a lock of her hair. That making some sense? Yeah, she keeps showing me like grabbing onto mom's hand because I mean, not that that would not be a difficult thing for anyone, but she shows me that mom was really struggling, and what she's telling me is that she says they were praying over her all the time, praying over her constantly, right? And what I hear is, tell mom I'm so sorry that I had to go. And what I hear is, I'm mommy's little angel. So it makes me feel like that's what her mom calls her, right? About her little angel in heaven. So let her mom know, and dad too, but mom especially, because I think mom still struggles with this. Let her know that she's okay. And she's still thankful for the time that she had to share with them, even though it wasn't that long. Okay. Yeah. And as I said, dad as well for sure. I feel like she's still okay, that she's still fairly active around. Do they have a son as well, Marlene? Because it makes me feel that she has a brother, that there's a boy there. And this could have been after she passed as well. Yeah. Okay. And the reason I'm asking about a brother because she keeps showing me that she's around a brother quite frequently. So I don't know if they're overprotective of him a little bit too. But she shows me being around him too. Okay. Mom and dad have a little place set up when you talk about different keepsakes. She's showing, so I'm not sure if she's cremated, but it makes me feel like there's an urn, there's pictures. She shows me a teddy bear. There's a few different things that are there in memory of her. I'm not sure if it's little booties or little castings of her feet or something. She's bringing me to like feet or shoes. I think it's still coming back to token things that they have from her. If that makes some sense. And again, I'm grateful you guys for coming to spend some time with me. Um, Spirit directs me to who needs messages the most. Okay. Okay. So Marlene's saying, yeah, absolutely. Belly cast, shoes, yeah, all around her urn. And that's kind of what I felt is there's an area with this is all her stuff, right? So you can look at it this way. She's acknowledging, about it being there as well, right? So she has a sense of knowing, right? Um, and what she's telling me is to tell you thank you for being, for asking about her, for always sending love to her, and for watching over mommy and daddy is what she's saying. She's just such a sweet little soul. Just the sweetest little thing. So, Marlene, you are very, very welcome. I'm sorry for your loss, but know that she is fine. She's okay. Okay. Let's see. Stacy, are you still here? Stacy Service? Very welcome. Thank you for allowing me to pass that message on. I love it when spirit comes through. And for me too on this side, there's a lot of times where spirit will kind of come back to me and tell me thank you. And I get this rush of emotion, this rush of feeling. And it makes me feel so good too to be able to pass this on, right? To other people. Just being able to feel that love, right? So Stacey, who do you want to connect with, my dear? Or if you have a question, doesn't have to just be connections. And again, you guys, if you guys are in the St. John area, I will be at Oh My Soul and Journey on the 26th doing a live group reading. So if you want to come out, I think she has room for probably 20 to 25 people. So just a small group, and I make as many connections and answer as many questions as I can. You can always check out my Facebook page here under events. You'll find all the information, or you can check out my website. I've got it here in my scroller, right just down here, paulahunter.ca. Okay. So Stacey, I see you want to connect with your dad. So give me just a second here. Let me see. So we're talking about dad. And then I see you're saying that you're scattering his ashes next week. Would like to know if he's happy with our plans. This wouldn't have been dad's cup of tea either, because it's almost like he's standing over here with his arms crossed watching. He's like, I don't know what to think about this. Right. And that can also be that it was a more recent passing too, right? So you're saying you're scattering his ashes, would like to know if he's happy with your plans. I don't feel like he would have been a very demanding type of person. I think at times, I mean, he knew what he wanted, right? But when you're asking the question, he says, it's okay, right? It's like, whatever. He doesn't want the fuss. He doesn't want being the center of everything. That wasn't who he was. So when you talk about scattering the ashes, he shows me more of a connection with family, right? You're saying he's probably annoyed now as a few of your siblings have contacted him through spirit. Yeah, I don't think he's annoyed. It was just it's something that they always do with me, just to say, hey, I when I was here, I really didn't think much of this stuff, right? More so than anything. Um, and I feel like he could be a stubborn person at times, because I keep getting this crossing of the arms, right? And I feel illness with him too. So they show me that he was sick for a time before he passed. So very proud, Matt. Not egotistical, but proud, meaning, his family was very important. So when he couldn't do the things that he felt he needed to do for his family, he took that responsibility on himself, and it was really tough for him, right? Is this making sense a little bit for you? It makes me feel like where you guys are scattering the ashes is important. And I think it's important to you guys, but it's also important to him. So I don't know if this is a place or a spot that he enjoyed. It makes me feel like there could be water close to there as well. And I'm not sure if he was a fisherman or not, but for some reason I'm seeing water around too as well. Courtney, tonight's been very emotional with readings. Yeah, you know what? It can be emotional, right? But to me, this is also about helping somebody heal, right? That's what it's about. So, Stacey, know that your dad's okay. Like I said, he's not picky. So he's kind of going, you know what? Whatever works for you guys in the way that you can honor him is fine with him. Okay. And what I hear is don't sweat the small stuff. So it makes me feel that like there could be a little bit of drama at that time. So this could be coming back to family in some ways, most likely. So when he's saying don't sweat the small stuff, I mean, sometimes it's about biting our tongues and just honoring what you need to honor with him, and don't worry about anyone else. Okay. Okay. Um, Stacey, when you're asking about not sure about splitting him up, if you're talking about people having some of his ashes, is that what you're asking? Because I definitely see water. It's like overlooking and seeing water. I think that was one of his favorite places to be. But if you guys were talking about keeping some ashes for yourselves, I mean, nowadays you get the little keepsakes and things to keep ashes in. I mean, if that's something that you want to do, I don't get that he's got an issue with it, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's just, I don't say it's just the body, but I mean, they don't take it with them, right? Sherry Karen, you have yourself a wonderful night too. Thanks for stopping in tonight. Queen, lots of love to you. I'm not sure what's going on, but we can definitely send some healing energy out to you as well. Did that help a little bit, Stacey? Hopefully. Okay, so you've already got Drew with the ashes. Yeah. And the reason why I asked that question is because I wasn't sure if you were saying, like, is he okay with us keeping some? Or, do they want to be scattered? And that's what I meant. I didn't feel like there was any issues about keeping, ashes of him as well. So he doesn't have an issue at all. It just feels like there might be some family drama. So step back, step away, don't feed into it. Okay. Hopefully that's helped some. Well, guys, I am coming to the end for tonight. I want to thank you guys for popping in. It'll be September. I'll put a date on my website, and when I do the lives, I can already post it here on my Facebook page a week out. But I try and put on my website too when I'm going to go live again, so you can always check there too. I want to thanks for you guys coming to hang out with me. I still got some packing and things to do. I'm going to be going camping up to, for those in New Brunswick here, going up to Parley Beach Provincial Park for a couple days just to have a bit of an escape and spend some time with my husband. And it's our 8th anniversary too on the 24th. So we're just gonna have some time together, right? So thanks everyone for hanging out with me. Again, if I wasn't able to answer a question for you, my apologies. I do the best I can, but if you're looking for a session, if there's someone you really want to connect with, don't be afraid to drop me a line. I would be more than happy to set you up with a session. We can do it in person. I can do it over Zoom as well. I do a lot of sessions now due to COVID over the lines, right? And there's no difference in the quality of the session, as you can tell, right? So you guys have yourself a wonderful night. Thank you so much for spending some time with me, right? Much love to everyone, much, sending the love, sending the healing. You guys have yourself a wonderful evening. Take care, guys.